everybody, and welcome back to Vividly Dark, a podcast where we talk about all things creepy and geeky and everything in between. With me, as always, is my wonderful and beautiful co-host, Zoe.
Hello.
Were you going to eat my hand or something?
I thought about it.
Oh, God.
I thought about biting you. I'm sorry.
I'm Patrick. And I fear for my life.
And I like vampires.
I like turtles. Anyway.
Okay.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, I got cat hair in my mouth. Today, we are going to be talking about a person.
Mm.
A very famous person.
Ooh.
Probably not well known. I don't know. She must be well known around the world. I would imagine that she is. And I feel short. Anyway, do you have any idea who we're going to talk about today?
Yeah.
Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you know who she really is?
No.
Ooh.
I don't know that much about her, really.
Alright, well, shall we get into it then?
Yes.
Alright, let's get into
shall.
this. Before we begin, as always, we need to have a little disclaimer. No, we don't. Because there's no death or anything in this.
Oh. Makes a nice change.
Yeah.
It's normally always some death.
Yeah, usually. Today we're going to have a little bit of a break. This is what you would call a vividly bright episode. Anyway. So,
I like it.
the year is 1801, and in an area of the United States, roughly 530 million acres of land is in the midst of a transaction from Spain to France, and within just a couple years will be bought by the United States themselves. A major purchase by the U.S. known as the Louisiana Purchase. Within that purchase...
Sorry.
You have your fidget toy, damn it.
I'm sorry. I don't think people would mind me tapping a little.
Yes, they would. Within that purchase lay a major port, which was founded in 1718 by Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne de Bainville.
Jean.
What?
Sorry, I just like the way it sounded.
This city became a unique cultural melting pot shaped by French, Spanish, African, Caribbean, and American influences. Its culture is defined by jazz, Creole cuisine, Mardi Gras, and a resilient, hedonistic spirit.
What's hedonistic mean?
I don't know.
Oh, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
We'll roll with
I
it.
didn't really look into that one. Today, this city is nicknamed the Crescent City, which was named after the sharp crescent in the bend of the Mississippi River that runs through it. New Orleans isn't just a port or a city, it's a whole vibe that once you step into, takes a hold of you in a certain kind of way.
I would love to go to New Orleans.
It's so great. I love it. It is my favorite city. Hence, why I am a member of the Who Dat Nation.
How are you a member?
Because I'm a Saints fan.
Oh, that just automatically makes you a member.
Yes.
Oh.
Who dat? Everything greets you all at once. The sound of brass instruments echo down Bourbon Street along with laughter.
That'd be so freaking awesome. Just to watch the bands.
The sound of brass instruments echoed down Bourbon Street, along with laughter of people from all over the world drinking big-ass beers and sipping Sazeracs. Is a special cocktail from New Orleans.
That'd be me.
They are good. The best way to describe it is kind of like an old-fashioned.
I don't know what an old-fashioned is.
It's whiskey. Anyway.
So it's just whiskey?
No. They add, stuff to it.
Okay.
There's a special warmth in the air, and not just the thick humidity of the Gulf Coast, but rather a warm smell of spice and smoke of gumbos, crawfish etouffee, crawfish boils, and so much more seafood. All mixed elegantly with the scent of something sweet you can't quite figure out. Is it bananas Foster? Is it maybe beignets? Perhaps a king cake? Or pralines? Oh, I want to go back so bad. During the day, the city is alive, colorful, vibrant, full of movement and rhythm. But when the sun begins to fall, the city changes.
And the vampires come out.
No, that's bon ton. Sorry.
You just snorted.
I did. Because very few people will probably get that joke. You don't.
I don't.
The lights glow a little softer. Shadows stretch a little longer. And the music may even seem older. New Orleans isn't just built on tradition. It's built on everything that came before it. A city honored by history. By its history. Every step you take, note you hear, every scent that crosses your path carries a story. Some of those stories seem to have never really left. If you stand still long enough and let the music fade just slightly, if you listen past the laughter, the clinking glasses, and scraping forks and knives, and past that neon hum of the bar lights, you'll begin to feel a shift. The ground beneath you feels different. The smooth blacktop of Bourbon Street is no longer smooth. In fact, now it seems uneven and made of cobblestone. The lights continue to dim, and the neon flickers become candlelight.
This is a great book. I feel like you wrote a whole story.
The music... I pretty much did. The music...
I love it.
The music becomes softer, now with more drums. It's low, it's rhythmic. Now, you're not just in NOLA. You're in its past. A place where belief isn't just curiosity, it's a way of life. A place where faith and fear walk side by side. A place where some names carry more weight than others. And if you listen closely, past the ambiance and to the silent conversation, you will hear one of those names. Not loudly, nor carelessly, but carefully and with respect. Maybe even fear. A name that doesn't belong to just one story, but a name that belongs to the city of New Orleans. Marie. But in 1801...
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Ah! I thought it was going to say the full name. That was friggin' awesome!
Yeah.
Yeah! Why can't you read to me like that more often?
I hope that everyone just got transported to fucking New Orleans. 'Cause
yeah.
there is a reason why I love this city. And that is just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
In 1801, Marie was just making her presence known. On September 8th of that year, Marguerite de Arsentel, a free woman of African, European, and Native American ancestry who was the mistress of Charles Laveaux, a free man of color and a businessman, sometimes described as a wealthy white planter, though sources often identify him as a free man of color, were both welcoming in a future New Orleans icon that would leave her mark on the city for centuries to come. Marie Laveau, better known as the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans.
Woohoo!
Marie would grow up in the infamous French Quarter of New Orleans and was raised in a Catholic family. She was part of a lineage of strong, free women and likely learned herbal medicine and potentially African spiritual traditions early in life. Before we continue, originally, Voodoo was a religion developed... Actually, you know what? What do you know about Voodoo? Because you're the witchy one of us.
You say that just because I'm interested doesn't mean that I know that much. So, with
I know, but
Voodoo,
that's why I'm testing you.
I have always thought that it, like, so basically I was brought up thinking that it meant that you, like, just stabbed some pins into a doll of someone that you didn't like. You made the doll look like them, and then you would, like, do stuff to it, and that would do it to the person. So you could, like, snap its leg or something, and it would happen to them. But more recently, I've learned that actually it was they were used for good magic to heal people.
Yeah.
And like they'd like if you went into someone with a headache, they'd put a pin in your head of the doll. Yeah. And then you'd go back in like a week, and if the headache was gone, they'd take the pin out, I think. Oh. Or that meant it worked anyway.
Yeah. That is very interesting. Yes. Voodoo is not actually dark magic. So, originally, Voodoo was a religion developed by enslaved West and Central Africans in Haiti. which served as a crucial tool for survival, maintaining cultural identity, and fostering resistance against slavery. It blended African traditional religions with Roman Catholicism, focusing on serving spirits to secure health, protection, and liberation. Key aspects of its original use include healing and protection. Used to heal sickness, cure anxieties, and provide protection through amulets and rituals. Spiritual connections focused on ancestor veneration and connecting with spirits through music, dance, and prayer. Empowerment and liberation is also another part of this. It served as a source of strength, directly contributing to successful 1791 Haitian slave revolt. It also dealt with community cohesion, acted as it acted as a secretive way for slaves to unite and maintain traditions when forbidden to practice their original religions. Contrary to modern belief, early voodoo dolls originated in the 17th century West Indies for patient care, communicating with ancestors, or helping people heal, not for cursing others. Now, that we all know, back to Marie Laveau. Not much can be said about Marie's childhood, as there isn't any record of it nor many stories that are well known. What we do know is that her mother, Marguerite, gave birth to Marie at a very young age, 13 to be exact.
Damn.
Marie was raised by her mother and father, as well as her grandmother, Catherine Henry, who has been reported to be more of a direct influence to Marie due to her being raised in her grandmother's home and thus spending the majority of her upbringing with her.
Yeah.
There is actually some debate as to who Marie Laveau's true father is, due to records not being the most well-kept items in the 1800s. As we have learned with H.H. Holmes, her father was labeled as a free man of color and a businessman.
Why are they called free men and free women?
So because during these times slaves were very much a thing, free men and women of color were people who aren't slaves.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
That's a label that was even used, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm glad they were free.
And that's really all we know for sure. It is speculated that Marie Laveau's father was actually a wealthy white plantation owner who married Marguerite, which also gave her and Marie their free status.
The thing is, if she was 13, literally could have been anyone.
Well, you gotta think, I know it's gonna be awful to say, a lot of women were, we'll just dull it down, unconsensually sexed up.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying, but she was only 13, so it literally could have been anyone.
Yeah, well, plantation owners kind of had a thing about doing that to their...
Yeah.
It's shitty. Very, very shitty. But again, this is all merely speculation, and from what I have read and looked at, we don't know for certain. But my theory is that because we have no records, if her father were indeed some wealthy white businessman, then it would make sense that these records would be hidden away, due to the nature of a white man being with a black woman. But again, this is just my theory. But past the speculation of her early life, we do have facts about her later years. Marie was raised in a house of mixed heritage, African, Native American, and French Creole, a culturally rich environment that was also spiritually blended. Due to this vast mixture of culture, it could be said that this was the power source to her future. Marie's family practiced African spiritual traditions, Catholic rituals, and local folklore.
That's pretty cool, isn't it, to be able to learn a bit about all of the different things.
Yeah, to have such a vast background. I know now that I have quite a culturally vast background. And just learning about it is very interesting. But yeah, to have all of this mixed heritage
in one house.
Well, in a city where more mixed heritage continuously flows into.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn.
It's a shame people don't see it like that, though, isn't it?
I know. It's awful. There's so much that could have been learned back then.
Yeah, but even now is what I mean.
No, I know, but I mean,
people aren't interested in their neighbours who are from somewhere else, are they? And actually, it'd probably be really fascinating.
Yeah.
Having a conversation and comparing notes and, yeah.
People are very
Small-minded.
Well, I was going to say, I forget the word, never mind. Don't like to go outside much. In 1819, when Marie was 17, she would marry a Haitian immigrant by the name of Jacques Paris, who arrived in New Orleans likely seeking refuge during the upheaval of the Haitian Revolution. We don't know much about their marriage, but Marie and Jacques had 2 children, one of which came before their marriage in 1817, Felicity, and then another in 1822, Angèle. Jacques worked as a carpenter within the city. This was up until 1823, when Jacques seems to have vanished from the face of the earth.
What?
There is no record of him from city or state past that year.
But couldn't that just mean that he didn't, register himself?
Potentially. This leaves us with some possibilities. Either Jacques Paris died early, as disease was common during these days, and record-keeping was poor.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the idea that he simply left New Orleans with no real rhyme or reason as to why. Or even, potentially, something else off record happened to Jacques Paris, and thus we may never know. More speculation insists that Jacques Paris died in 1823 in Baton Rouge. However, how or why is unknown. After their daughter Felicity's baptism, Marie Laveau would sign her certificate as the Widow Paris. However, not long after, within about a year after Jacques' death, or disappearance rather, Marie enters a new relationship with a man by the name of Louis Christophe Dumini de Glapion, a white Creole man who she would live with without marrying for decades and would have multiple children with. Sus.
Why is it sus?
I don't know. Some could say this is suspect, and that perhaps Jacques was not just someone who disappeared, and that Marie could have used her voodoo to set herself up with another man. But to think that would be wrong. Although we don't know much about their marriage, Marie took the name of Widow Paris for quite some time until taking her own name back. She never married again, and although she essentially built a whole new life and family, to believe she could have used voodoo at that time would be contradictory to her story, as she wasn't practicing yet, and from what we know, she never used her voodoo for bad anyways.
Oh, see, I thought voodoo was something she grew up doing.
She was surrounded by a very young age, but she didn't actually start practicing until she was older.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the speculation grows even more shortly after her husband's death, as both of Jacques and Marie's daughters would soon pass on themselves at very young ages, likely to disease.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is. Marie's new relationship really shouldn't come as a shock, though, because in the 1800s, this wasn't unusual, making Marie's transition quite practical.
Well, yeah, especially if you've got children, you need to find a husband back then to look after you, protect you all.
Yep, exactly that, babe. A single woman, especially a free woman of color at this time, had little to no legal and financial protection. And that's exactly what a long-term relationship would have offered: stability and security.
Yeah.
These relationships we now call common law relationships were just as common back in the day. And in New Orleans, these were called a plaçage.
Oh.
It was also during this time that Marie Laveau began the start of her new journey. A journey that would not only be infamous through centuries in New Orleans, but would etch her name in history as a queen. Although Marie Laveau wasn't particularly practicing voodoo at this time, she was starting to make a name for herself in a different way. As a hairdresser.
Ah.
But not just any hairdresser. Marie Laveau had her eyes already set on making something of herself. She became a hairdresser for wealthy white families. This meant something for Marie. Not only would she have her own form of income, but she would be the ear of these families. She was paid in more than just money, but in secrets.
Ew.
The Golden Silk Orb Weaver. or as we who call the Gulf Coast home call them, banana spiders.
Ew.
Are a large, long-legged spider that both
Do we have
fascinates and strikes fear in many. They exist...
Do we have to talk about this?
Yes, we do. They exist...
I feel itchy already.
all over the world and go by many names. I wrote this part specifically for Zoe. People both
so
shudder in fear of these spiders and also find them absolutely fascinating.
Nothing fascinating about them.
Oh,
Freak of nature, they shouldn't be alive.
Along the Gulf Coast, you can find these creatures by the hundreds, if not thousands, centered in their webs, waiting for prey, whether it be mosquitoes or even birds and snakes. They wait for their opportunity to eat. The most fascinating thing about the golden silk orb weaver is also hidden in their name, for the webs they spin are made of golden silk. And like
Good for them.
And like the golden silk orb weaver, Marie Laveau wasn't just a hairdresser to the wealthy. She was a golden silk orb weaver waiting for her opportunity.
So it's not actually relevant to have talked about spiders. That's just a reference you decided to make.
Yes.
Asshole.
I thought you'd like it. Because as we all know, hairdressers have this ability that not many others do. And that is the ability to listen and receive. So just like how the spider collects vibrations, Marie Laveau was collecting and gathering information that she could use to her advantage.
Clever woman.
She would gather secrets, affairs, money problems, scandals, and pretty much all the gossip of New Orleans through these wealthy and privileged individuals. And she learned quickly that with all this information comes knowledge. And with that knowledge comes power. And with that power...
Did she blackmail people?
...comes control.
Oh, she blackmailed, didn't she?
But, much like the golden silk orb weaver, its bite is not nearly as bad as one might think. Although venomous, the orb weaver... Oh, you're gonna hit me!
You fucking sissy!
Oh, you were gonna like...
No, I'm extra itchy because some dickhead's talking about spiders.
Sorry.
You should be.
But much like the golden silk orb weaver, its bite is not nearly as bad as one might think. Although venomous, the orb weaver is not overly an aggressive breed. They may seem and definitely look scary, but the truth is, like many other arachnids, they are just trying to survive.
No, they're not.
They are.
They're trying to take over.
I mean, they definitely are. Fucking hell. I'm going home in June, and I 100% will see them everywhere.
You know, you put me off of going back there with you more and more.
Sorry. We'll just move on. And so was Marie Laveau, just trying to survive. She didn't use this information she was receiving as anything malicious. Sometimes she would genuinely use this information to help people, and sometimes she would use it to control outcomes. There wasn't a sudden dramatic shift to being a hairdresser and then a practitioner. Instead, there was a sort of slow burning wick that started the path for Marie Laveau to become who she was. She would give out some small advice, which would become spiritual guidance. She began carrying around charms, which became her gris-gris.
Gris-gris?
And she would also offer her clients comfort, which would develop into more ritual practices. For those who heard the word gris-gris and are also wondering what that is, like I did when I read it, a gris-gris, it's spelled G-R-I-S, but pronounced G-R-E-E, G-R-E-E. A gris-gris is a voodoo talisman or amulet originated from West Africa, designed to protect the wearer from evil or bring good luck. These charms, often small cloth bags containing special items like herbs, oils, or inscribed papers, are central to Louisiana voodoo and Haitian voodoo practices.
Cool.
So no, there is no grand entrance from Marie Laveau to begin her transition from hairdresser to the voodoo queen, but rather a trust and belief that she could indeed help people, and when that belief spread, it took like wildfire to saltgrass.
See, it's nice though. Her intention was to help people.
Always. She didn't just step into voodoo, she grew into it publicly. It was always there, and her job simply gave her the audience, the influence, and the opportunity. And when her audience grew, so did she. By the 1830s, she was no longer just a hairdresser, or even a spiritual figure for that matter. No, she was the figure. She began leading rituals, influencing whole communities, and commanding attention at places like Congo Square. Where's that? Some might ask. Well, it isn't so much where it is, but what it is. Congo Square was a market square in the center of New Orleans' French Quarter, in what today is now Louis Armstrong Park. Many enslaved Africans began using this space for trade as well as dancing, drumming, and singing. And by 1820, almost 600 people would be gathered in Congo Square. And it is also in Congo Square that the tradition of Mardi Gras was born, along with the infamous second line of New Orleans, and it would also be the birthing site of one of the world's most sought-after music scenes, jazz.
Love a bit of jazz.
Me too. These traditions to this day are far from gone, especially in New Orleans. In fact, if you find yourself in NOLA, you will be visiting one of the most culturally, historically, and traditional places on Earth. By the 1850s and within her late 40s, Marie Laveau was a name not to be fucked with. She was no longer Marie Laveau. No, she was now and forever to be known as the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. She was feared and respected across all social classes, and allegedly she even influenced court cases, helped prisoners escape execution, and controlled outcomes through spiritual means. But here's the twist. Her real power may have been more simple. She could have used information networks of the time as well as psychological influences. Her name alone held a reputation so strong that people believed before anything ever happened.
That's the thing as well, like we know now, the stronger you believe in something, the more likely it is to happen.
Exactly.
Manifestation.
Yep.
But maybe she knew that. Maybe she knew that if people just really believed it, it would happen.
So you have to think of her not so much as this dark figure, but rather this person just trying to keep you going. Like if you're sitting there telling her, well, if I just do that, she's going to be like, yes, girl, go for it.
Yeah.
Do it. And then it would happen, and they would be like...
Well, she'd probably not say, yes, do it. She'll be like, it's going to happen. Because you have to, like, fully believe, don't you, that it's already happening.
Yeah. And because she wasn't, like, hidden behind tarot cards and all that, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. She used everything to her advantage, which
That's
is insane.
so cool. You can't get people like that now.
No. It's all dark now.
Well, not all of it.
Well, not all of it, but...
Some of it, yeah.
The way everyone sees it is dark.
Yeah.
This was her life. A very powerful figure of New Orleans. One that still holds power to this day. In the 1870s, however, she began to withdraw herself from public life, and her legend began to outgrow her. And on June 15th, 1881, at the age of 79, Marie Laveau would fall asleep one last time, and she would die peacefully in her home with her family by her side. Shortly after, she would be laid to rest in New Orleans' most infamous cemetery, a place where only true icons of the city are buried. St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. But the legend of Marie Laveau was not over. Because the Voodoo Queen does not simply just stop. And neither does this story. After her death, people still claim to see the Voodoo Queen walking the streets of Nola. And to this day, there are still claims and sightings of Marie Laveau. Her daughter, Marie Laveau II, was also speculated.
Love that.
Was also speculated to continue her mother's legacy after her departure. Marie Laveau's tomb also became a ritual site, a place for wishes and offerings, and a magnet for believers and skeptics alike.
I was going to say, I bet people call on her all the time when they're doing spells and stuff. Yeah.
And remains so still.
Poor woman can't stop working even in the grave.
She probably doesn't want to, though. She wants to help.
Yeah.
She dedicated her whole life to helping others.
She did, but you also said she withdrew from public.
Yeah, because she was starting to get old and frail. And being surrounded by that many people is just probably getting too much. It must be quite hard
as well, because not to say she's acting, but you have to put on a certain act.
Yeah.
When you're that famous, don't you?
Yeah.
Probably hard to do as you get old.
Yeah, exactly. But what is the story of a legend without a myth? Or is it more than a myth? It was believed that Marie Laveau had supernatural powers and could control spirits, predict the future, and even cast powerful spells. But the reality is that she likely had a deep knowledge of herbal medicine, ritual psychology, and cultural belief systems. Because when people believe something will happen,
it happens.
It often does.
That's what I was just saying. But I reckon she could do magic.
Yeah, who's to say she couldn't?
Yeah.
She was also believed to be able to command snakes as well as spirits,
Ew.
and is often depicted dancing with snakes, and was said to have channeled spirits during rituals. But again, reality could have been more simple. Snakes are symbolic in voodoo, and although rituals were dramatic, they were also community-driven ceremonies. Still, imagine the atmosphere of drums pounding, firelight flickering in the dark, and hundreds of people...
Oh, I'd crap myself, but it'd be so cool.
Yep, and
I'd be like, oh my god, what are we conjuring?
And hundreds of people watching you, all partaking in the ceremony. This alone would appear and even feel supernatural.
Do you know what? How brave was she, really, to do that over and over?
Yeah, pretty much every day.
Yeah,
at least for sure every Sunday.
I'd be so scared of what I was drawing in.
Yeah. Because people came from all over once they started hearing about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just from New Orleans.
No.
Yeah. Did Marie Laveau really control the justice system by influencing judges and freeing prisoners? Well, yes.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Speaking.
That woman could do anything.
She likely used her knowledge for this by gathering secrets from elite clients and used leverage and persuasion to help her. But along with this, she also built relationships across all social lines, and that influence likely felt like magic to many. It's just being able to talk to people.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Damn.
She was just good with people.
It was believed by many outside of knowing who Marie Laveau truly was that she was evil and was associated with dark magic. Thus, many feared her and thought her to be dangerous. But, in reality, they had nothing to fear because she was a healer, a community leader, and a spiritual guide. Many, many people came to Marie Laveau for help rather than harm. But does she truly live on? In a matter of speaking, absolutely. Although,
she always will.
She always will.
One of those names that no one's ever going to forget.
Yeah, and especially because even though she never left New Orleans, her name is worldwide known. And especially from that time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Although it was thought that she was seen after her death in 1881, and that she returned to continue her work, we must not forget she had 5 daughters, one of which carried her name, and also did the same practice and lived in the same city and house. So people ask, did she live on, or did her legend simply refuse to die? I say the latter, but I also believe in the paranormal. And who's to say Marie Laveau isn't still walking the streets of her beloved city? As a famous quote from a great movie once said, "Heroes get remembered, but legends never die." And I, for one, know that her legend and presence is still felt to this day within the limits of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Marie Laveau didn't just impact and influence a whole city. She left a massive crater in her wake that thousands still talk about, celebrate, and live to this day. And whether you fear her or not, you must respect Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. And that wraps that.
That was fucking awesome.
I loved writing. That's why I was so excited to talk about it. Well, I'm glad you liked it, because I was writing this, I was like, I really want Zoe to love this one, because this is your niche.
Yeah, it is. Even though I knew everything you talked about, I love how you did it, like a story. It was so good.
But you have to tell her legend like a story, because, it's just, learning about her, because I've known who Marie Laveau is. Like, she is portrayed in AHS, but as a very dark person.
Yeah, but she's not.
But she isn't. She's the complete opposite.
And this is what I always say to you, babe, about, like, witches from the past. They're not just dark, horrible people. Nearly all of them will have been trying to help people.
Oh, yeah.
And healers, and they just were more intelligent and more in-depth with their learning. They learnt more than just books and medicines, didn't they? They knew the earth, and that's why I love that sort of spirituality, because it's just bigger picture, isn't it? And I love, like, the natural healing and stuff. I think it's nice.
So I'd never thought that voodoo and witchcraft were essentially the exact same thing. I never knew that.
No,
I always thought voodoo was more dark.
No, it's not. But I was brought up to think that as well.
Yeah, but it's also portrayed that way in everything.
That's what I mean. It's not so much like my parents told me that. It's that everything I saw growing up.
Yeah.
If you saw anything about voodoo, it was, ooh, creepy voodoo.
Yeah. And it's always like, oh, you hate somebody? We'll go get a voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you'd be doing them a favor.
Yeah, you'd probably heal their headache they've had for years.
Oh, my back feels so much better suddenly.
Have you ever made a voodoo doll?
No. Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Explain. Go on.
No, only as kids, and it wasn't, like, there was minimal effort put into it.
You have a witchy voodoo doll in your car now.
I do. I love my little witch.
Mm-hmm. She comes from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Technically.
But she's for good luck
and protection.
And no, it's like, I can't. What one did you get me? I think it was like planning. Oh. Good luck and making plans.
Yeah, which makes sense to why she put it in her car, if you know Zoe. But yeah, well, I'm glad you loved it, babe.
I did. Well done.
Thank you.
It was a good one.
And we hope you loved it too. And if you love stuff like this, we are going to talk some more about things in the future.
Eventually, we're going to have... They'll all be spaced out, won't they?
Yeah.
Because you like to space out, I like to group things together, and so far you're winning that battle.
Oh, but... well, because I'm the one who writes the scripts.
I would like to do little pocket niches at a time. But it's fine. Do you?
Yeah.
And, eventually you'll be able to look back and pick out which sort of topics you want to listen to as well. You don't have to, like, listen to them all, but listen to them all.
Well, this is the thing.
And
always listen to them
you'll be able to go through, because we talk about such a wide range of stuff, don't we?
But this is the thing. I don't want to just lay it all out, because then people will listen to that one specific thing and not necessarily care for the others or think that they might be interested. And then you hear it, and then you're like, shit, that's quite interesting. Because that's how I got hooked onto all of this. I would listen to a podcast for, like, one thing, and then it would continue, and I'd be like, oh, next episode's pretty good. And then the following episode, I'd be like, oh, damn, that's still good. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see. It'll work out either way.
Yeah.
Or it won't.
Or it won't.
It doesn't really matter.
Regardless, because
I like having fun. Yeah. And doing it together. I think it doesn't matter.
Exactly. We get to do this. I get to do this with my best friend.
Ah, why did you say you? We get to do this with our best friends.
It sounds... I don't know. We get to do this with our best friends.
Oh.
I don't know.
We get to do it together.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. I think
we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we enjoy it, that's all that matters.
That is. And as long as you enjoy it, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already started following us on our socials, you need to go ahead and do that as well on Instagram and TikTok at Vividly Dark Pod, and on both platforms. And also, if you have any stories of voodoo or witchcraft, or if you know something about Marie Laveau that I didn't find or say, email us at vividlydarkpod@gmail.com. Again, that is vividlydarkpod@gmail.com. I won't spell it because I always fuck
He
it
always
up.
says it wrong.
And yes, join us again next week when we talk about, I don't know yet, but I am in the midst of writing finally something that's my niche. But it's all my niche. It deals with aliens.
Obviously.
I can't wait. Anyways, we hope you guys have a good day, and thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you later. Bye.